On October 2nd, 2016, a girl and her family arrived at the gates of St Peter's College, Oxford. The girl had been to a state school in northwest of England without any history of attending Oxford. She was the first in her sixth form to attend the university and was finding it pretty daunting. She wasn't sure if she'd fit in, but she was determined to give it a go. That girl is me, and now I've graduated. And this is the video. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So as you will have gathered by now, this video is about my graduation. Yep, I've graduated, finally. I graduated on the 28th of September 2019 and not all of Oxford graduates on the same day. There's about, I think, 5 or so different dates all through summer up to November, and we can pick what day we want to do it with our friends. So the day started bright and early. We had to be in college for between 8:15 and 9:30 in order to register, pick up tickets for family, drop off our hoods, and just have a general chat before we had a big welcome talk that explained exactly what's happening during the day, and also like a congratulations, you've done it type discussion, which was really nice. Once everyone was sat in their place, the master of the college, who for me was Mark Damazer, he has now retired, and it is a female master coming next year. He gave us a nice congratulations, was saying it was his graduation too because he was leaving, and then the Dean of Degrees for St Peter's came up and gave us a step-by-step of what was going to happen during the day. He sat 3 of my friends at the front. They were acting as the Vice Chancellor, the Senior Proctor and the Junior Proctor. You will see this exact same image in Simon Oxfiz's video, and that's because he also went to St Peter's, so yep, the process is exactly the same. Yeah, that was really interesting. He told us that we would have to listen to a lot of Latin, and he explained that we didn't actually have to understand what was being said. Just told us that we had to learn the phrase do fidem, which in Latin is like a response to some more Latin that was basically asking us if we accept like the standards of the university and the honour of taking the degree forward. And we were told that we would have to bow several times in different directions and then leave. So we were all in a bit of a blind panic because none of that really made sense and we were just talked at. And then he said, you will all line up in pairs and walk to the Sheldonian. I don't actually have any clips of the procession as it's called, but I will insert them here. That left at 10:20 AM, so we'd had quite a lot of talking to for like an hour or so, and we got there and our ceremony started at 11, so we had a bit of time waiting outside because they load up the theatre from kind of the top degree to the bottom degree, and a BA is the bottom degree, so we were last at everything.
Sorry, did I ruin your audio?
The first people that go in are the DPhils and the other PhD students, then the Masters, then the Bachelor of Civil Law, and then the BA. And we all sat together with the same degree. So like all the BAs sat together, all the DPhils sat together, etc. Hi! Once we were inside, it took about 10-15 minutes for the ceremony to actually begin, so I just spent this time admiring the ceiling. As you can see from this clip, it is quite impressive. It's like something you'd see on the Sistine Chapel, and I'm pretty sure it was influenced by that. It was done by Christopher Wren, the artist and architect, It's absolutely beautiful. I would definitely recommend, if you can book like a cheap concert in there, go just to look at the scenery, even if you don't really like the music that much. The washing, I meant to put the washing away. Sorry, I was told to bring the washing in should it start raining, and it really started raining all of a sudden, so the washing is now in and we'll get on with it. Not gonna lie, me and my friends spent most of the ceremony laughing at not being able to understand a word that was being said. Considering we'd done this whole degree and we're now sat there just completely unaware of what was going on, just waiting for our name to be called out. The start of the ceremony is in English, and basically the Vice Chancellor does like the fire safety bit. In fact, does she, or is that a pre-recording? I can't remember. I think it was a pre-recording. Then the Vice Chancellor comes out and starts explaining why the whole thing's in Latin and why they still do it traditionally. As with any graduation, they read out a long list of names.
Alexa Copeland, Rosie Crawford, Hamish Donette, Ella Dittry, A.D.
I don't actually know like how this happens in other universities, but in this case they read out all of the names for the DPhil first, just in a long succession. Then they all get introduced again as the candidates of Doctor of Philosophy from St Edmund's Hall College, except that's in Latin. So you just kind of get told to get up, you don't actually understand what's going on. And then they come down from their seats, stand in a group in front of the Vice Chancellor. She says something in Latin and then you get told to bow. Everyone bows at different times because they have no idea what's going on, so everyone's like, ooh. The funniest part is when the first line will all bow and then the next line will bow, and it's like a big Mexican wave of bows of people not really knowing why they're bowing and who to. Before they even actually came down, I forgot, the junior and senior proctor walk up and down the aisle in the middle, and it's basically like at a wedding when you have the, does anyone have any reason why these two should not get married? If when the proctors are walking up and down, someone, and everyone has the right to do this, someone says, I don't think this person should get a degree, they have to formally like see through the process of whether they should have it or not. It's all very weird and very traditional. Yeah, after all that's happened and they've bowed, that group of people leave the theatre and they go and they get their hoods on elsewhere and then wait outside, and it all goes quiet. And then a guy walks in with a really big gold stick thing, scepter, a big gold scepter, walks up the middle, and all of the people in the new hoods walk in and you all clap them and it's all very happy, and that happens several times. So yeah, we're all outside in these lines, and when I say lines, I mean it's like we lined a path. So like the path was like this, it was like a corner, and we had no idea what was going on. Everyone was just standing there. I'm not gonna lie, I just thought we were lining up, and then the people on the middle turned in and started clapping, and we were all very confused. And then the proctor and the chancellor, followed by all of the DPhil students in their like new red and purple gowns, walked through, and we had to clap them as they left the theatre. Yeah. And we were just clapping and kept clapping, and then everyone just came out of their formations and it was a mass crowd, and it was a little bit scary, and I had to find everyone again because I lost everyone.
you coming? Thank you very much. Yes. Yeah, we go right here and get.
Because only my mum and dad had been in the gallery, we then had to meet my grandparents on my mum's side, my granddad on my dad's side, and my boyfriend. He'd been looking after them all at Peter's, watching the ceremony on like the live stream. So he brought them round, I met them, and then it was time to go for lunch, and we had a really nice graduation lunch at St. Peter's. It was like a buffet style, but they served us, and there was like chicken, salmon, mushrooms, a lot of like dairy-free vegan cakes and gluten-free cakes. My grandma's gluten-free, so she was so happy, and obviously I can't eat milk, so I had 2.5 desserts. And Prosecco, and yeah, it was really nice. After lunch we basically went on like a photography spree. I told my family where I wanted my pictures taking, and they followed me with my camera. We went to Christchurch Meadow, took loads of nice pictures. That's where these ones all came from, and then we went into Christchurch. The pubs at Christchurch were so nice. I thought because my bod card had ended I wouldn't be allowed in, but because I was in my graduation outfit they let me in for free, and I was allowed I think 2 guests with me, and because my boyfriend also had a bod card we could get everyone in. So we had loads of really nice photos in Christchurch, and I did film a lot of clips that I'm gonna compile to make like a mini Christchurch tour video. So that was the end of like all of the official graduation stuff, and we dragged out the picture taking until like 5 p.m. and then by that time I had to return my gowns. So my parents went and grandparents went to St. Peter's to just go sit in the bar, and I went back to Harry's room to get changed, handed my gown back, and then we both went to the bar to join them. And yeah, everyone was in the bar had been open since 4:30, especially because it was graduation. And then we just had a really nice evening. And that was my graduation day.
What have you done today to make you feel proud?
So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you a little insight into what happens at an Oxford graduation and how much I enjoyed the day. It was absolutely beautiful. The atmosphere was incredible, and obviously everyone was ecstatic and in a great mood, and everyone was proud of everyone and themselves. And the sun came out for one day and one day only. It did not rain. So yeah, it was a perfect day, to be honest. I couldn't have asked for a better day for my graduation. I hope everything is going well with you guys. If you have any questions about Oxford or about graduation, or any comments about comparing graduations that you've attended, please do put them in the comments. I'm really interested to hear from you. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and also a big subscribe, particularly if you are an A-level student, because I am about to start releasing a lot more revision help and particularly sociology help to this channel. So yeah, stay tuned for that. You need to have your notifications on so you're ready when it's here, and I will see you in next week's video. Bye!